What's going on, guys? PXCam back in with a brand new video. We are here for a brand new week of daily races as we are running around the Nurburgring 24-hour edition for Daily Race C, and somehow, to my surprise, we found our way up into third place with not the best qualifying time, but that's due to the fact that everybody from 10th on down decided, it's gonna be chaos anyways, why put in a qualifying lap? And looks like none of them actually even attempted a qualifying. So we're starting up in the front, which is great for us as we get our 3, 2, 1, and away we go. So already gonna avoid majority of the chaos because we only have 2 cars ahead of us, but the only thing that we have to worry about here is it looks like the gas shortage wasn't only in America, as it looks like in Germany they decided to short fuel us, and we only have enough fuel for about a lap and a half to make it around here, while this was a 2-lap race. So not only are we gonna have to look around for cars trying to overtake us and cars trying to battle us and avoid going off on some of these corners, but we also have to keep an eye on the fuel, make these cars even slower than what they are, because we are running around in the Group 4 cars, and it's gonna be very interesting too. So one of the worries I had about this race was not mainly the fuel situation. We could definitely save fuel here and there, but the only thing that I don't like about this game, and well, actually there's a couple things I don't like about this game, but one big thing is when we ride around on the hood view, which is what we are doing right now, we aren't given a mirror. So it's going to be very difficult to keep an eye on the fuel situation, but also keep an eye on the cars behind us. They're going to try to make overtakes just because they're going to try to push the car further than harder than I am, and abuse that fuel limit. So we have to rely on those. Right on the bottom there's going to be 2 red sensors. We have to rely on those to make sure that we don't accidentally push a car out and destroy their race and kill them off, and just hope that we are able to navigate our way through even the Nordschleife nice and easy as we get overtaken by the Ecuadorian in third. So already a position down. Not sure how he's able to speed off so well, as looks like he's not really saving any fuel here, because on the straight he was able to pull away from us. But as we head into the Nordschleife for the first time, the American just dives it right in, punts out the Ecuadorian, but somehow they were both able to keep it on the track, which is something that never really happens. So you guys are seeing some rare footage here of cars being rammed and not dying. But heading into the Nordschleife is just making sure that we avoid touching the grass and getting off, like we can see up ahead the Cayman has done. Touches the grass, tries to get back onto the track, but the Sirocco just pushes him out wide, and he goes straight into the wall, and that is a free position back for us. So although we had lost 2 positions because of that mistake from the Cayman, we are able to now push our way up back into 4th place, as we are adjusting the fuel here, as we're just moving the mapping from 6 to 2 to 4 to 3 to every which way to save as much fuel as we can, because my strategy at least was to go around the track, make sure that we don't make any mistakes and accidentally kill ourselves and get ourselves into the barrier. And the second thing that I wanted to make sure was that we didn't run out of fuel. So what we're going to do is going to save a lot of fuel on this first lap, and just kind of pre-calculate where we're at, and then try to push on the second half of the lap, and hopefully we have more than half a lap left of fuel. Hopefully we're sitting at like 0.7, 0.8, which would be ideal. But navigating through the Nordschleife is also, like I said, a very big tricky challenge. You can see one of the Sirocco's right ahead of us heads straight into the barriers, and it's the American, as we try to get around him here as he comes back onto the track, rejoins very aggressively, and we're able to somehow navigate our way on the outside and get around him, and we are back into the podium, which is great for us. So only 4 seconds behind the leader. We could try to keep up with that. That's going to be a good delta for us here. But as we head into this triple right-hander, again right behind us, the American just heads straight into the barrier, and we ride along with him here to see exactly what happened. Looks like he just braked a little too late. He carried too much speed into the right-handers, and this is the result here as he gets back into the track, parks into the middle, and the Canadian right behind has nowhere to go except his rear. And look at that carnage that is happening right behind him. So glad that we're not involved in that. But as we head into the halfway point of the first lap, we are now starting to get pressured by the American. So he was able to catch us, I guess. So yeah, he was able to catch back up to us. Look at this pace that he has. going down this long, fast, windy part of the section of the track, and we are just trying to keep him at bay and just hold him up behind us. But I'm assuming that he kind of wants to be behind us so he can save some fuel, but at the same time, we are losing a lot of time to the leaders. You can see the gap was about 3.8 seconds before this section, and as now we head into the carousel for the first time, the gap has increased from 3.8 almost to about 7 seconds. So we almost lost about 3 seconds there, and that's not good for us because this is clearly going to ruin our chances of getting a win here. So we continue on forward here as we come out of the carousel, and I look behind us. That is not a pretty sight to see, seeing a train starting to form right behind, because trains do get impatient, and they end up knocking you off onto the side of the road. So this is not, you know, ideal for us. I'm not really looking forward to this. I'm trying to see if I can get this blue Sirocco around us, because I know he's quicker than us, and just try to see if we can stay right behind him, utilize that slipstream to save some fuel, but also utilize his pace so that we can run at least quicker lap times than what we're doing right now, because clearly we are not running the fastest lines going through majority of this final section here at the Nordschleife, and you can see that the gap is just increasing ever more from us and the leader. And on the radar, it's that Ergo guy is just all over our rear bumper, and he's becoming ever more impatient on trying to make the overtake on us. So as we head into this fast right-hander, that's going to lead us into the second carousel. We just go a tad bit wide, hit the grass, and Ergo decides to go for the move on the inside, pushes us out a little bit. We get straight back into the grass, and he's able to get around us here and retake that third place position. And again, this is kind of what I wanted, not in that aggressive of a format, but I understand why he was getting impatient here. It's the, you know, there's only 2 laps in this race, and we're about to reach, you know, the final part of the first lap, which is down this long straight. So either way, he was going to be able to get around us, because if you utilize that slipstream, it's just such a big help, and you get such a huge tow down this straight. So he was able to get around us and just pull away here, as he's now stretched the gap from about, you know, what, 0.4 of a second off of that corner to about an entire second. It seems like he is not stopping here, as we have now checked the fuel, and we have about 1.2 laps left of fuel, and we were able to kind of pull away from the cars behind us. So able to hold off a 4th place position as we head down the main straight, leading us into lap number 2. There's actually 2 cars that come into the pit, which is very surprising. You don't want to come into the pits on this track, because it's just not worth it. You lose about 25 to 30 seconds of time, unless if you start off on the mediums. But it looks like those 2 guys up ahead are start off on the mediums. They got to switch off to the required hard compound tires, and we start off on the hard, so we already are using the required tires. We're just going to stay out right here and just continue saving fuel, as we have about 1.1 laps of fuel, and that's a pretty good indicator that we're doing the right thing here, as we have lost 2nd place from the Nissan GTR, and you can just see how far away he was able to pull away from us just after that first section of the Nordschleife. And you're now starting to get pressured from behind by Kenny US, and again, this is starting to get a little bit worrisome for me, because I'm just not the strongest around this track. This is probably one of my weaker tracks on the game, and you can see how crazy our pace is compared to some of these other guys, as the first place driver was able to just pull away and actually increase his gap from about, what was it, 8 seconds when we reached the start finish line to 10 seconds. And this mistake that we just pulled here heading to the left-hander is not going to help, as we get overtaken by the Jaguar, and we don't get overtaken by not 1, not 2, but it looks like we're going to get overtaken by 3 cars here as we head into this left and into this right-hander, as Matt Leslie's all over our rear bumper, and we're just fiddling our way through here, just trying to stay with the Tucho right here in 4th place. As we move our way into the inside, we brake a little bit too late, make contact with his rear, and luckily the GT Sport Gods did not give us a penalty, as that could have been easily a penalty there. And we now start getting overtaken by Matt as he makes a move onto the right-hand side, brakes very late on us, and he's able to secure that 5th place position now. So losing 3 positions in the span of a minute, not the best scenario here, as we still have about half a lap. But again, good thing is that if we can stay with Matt Leslie here and keep on his rear, then we can hopefully save some fuel And not only that, we can kind of see where we're losing our time at, see what we have to do to stay with these guys. But again, we also have Cyrus right behind us, which I don't want to hold him up because I know he's very, very quick as well. But we're just gonna have to just run our lap times here and just do everything we can to not screw this up and not take out Cyrus too, because I know he's gonna be trying to make some overtakes on us on a couple of these corners. So we follow down this long, fast, windy part for the final time here on the Nurburgring. And we're just following along with Matt, as you can see it's starting to get a little bit twitchy up ahead. Third and fourth are just using the slipstream to kind of pull away from us and Matt. And they're really not fighting with each other. So what I'm assuming is that Fitz is just trying to set himself up here for the final straight before the final corners, and just use that, use the slipstream basically to get around him and not let that car get behind him. Because if fifth place lets the Kenny guy get right behind him down that long straight, then it's going to be basically over for Tucho, because Kenny's just going to get that the straight line speed, that slipstream, and just easily get around him. So that's what I'm assuming Tucho is doing here. So he knows he's got the pace, he knows he can keep up with Kenny, and that's kind of what we're trying to do here. But the only difference is that they have pace and we don't. So we don't have any cornering speed here. As you can see, we're just struggling to get through these corners, navigate our way through, and every single corner that we go through, we're just losing a tenth here and there. And all that is doing is holding me and holding Cyrus up. So, well, mainly Cyrus. It's not holding us up, it's holding Cyrus up. So I'm just keeping an eye on the radar, making sure if he goes for the overtake, I know where he's trying to go for. As you can see, that's just, he's all over our rear bumper once again. So just has been a race where we have not been able to kind of keep, you know, just steady and not having to worry about people right behind us. As we go a little bit wide off the right-hander, Cyrus decides to go into the outside gear, tries to make the move, and he's actually able to make a stick as he just ends our entire career by making that beautiful overtake on the outside. As we're gonna ride along with him here, just waits for us to make the mistake. We go a tad bit wide heading off that right-hander, going to this right-hander here. He just decides, you know, he goes a little bit wide. Why not? Let's try it on the outside here, heading to the left corner. Keeps on the right-hand side, just holds it off on the outside, and he's able to get two wheels into the grass, but he's able to hold off his position, and he is able to get that 6th place position away from us. So now we are down into 7th place, but the race is still not over. 4th, 5th, and 6th have now found themselves in a predicament where they are all nose to tail, and Cyrus is now starting to catch up to them. So it's now turned into a 4-car battle here for the podium. And this could be very, very interesting for us, because these guys, if they race hard enough, they can accidentally take all themselves out here. So I'm just kind of biding my time, just keeping an eye on what's going on, keeping a little bit of a distance here as we head into the final few corners, and just seeing if these guys accidentally wreck themselves, as we're now starting to get into the slipstream of Cyrus here as we head into the final straight. So coming to these 2 right corners, that leads into the long straightaway, which is going to be a slipstream galore. We set our power to 2 fuel mapping, and this is actually where I made my huge mistake. I should have set the fuel mapping to 1. I didn't realize that we had enough fuel to make it from here all the way to the end if we set it to 1. And I kind of started it off too late. You can see I'm messing around with the fuel mapping. I went like from 1, 2, 1, 2, but at the end of the day I decided to keep it at 1 and then go back to 2. So I don't know what I'm doing here, but it looks like these guys up ahead, they are on a better field mapping, as they are now starting to kind of battle for that 3rd place position, as going 3 wide into the final part of the straight. We have our field mapping set to 6, which again was a mistake, but as you can see right up ahead, they are starting to really battle with each other. These are getting a little bit crazy as the Jaguar heads straight into the grass. They tries to go back into the racetrack. He gets punted out. We are able to get around him, and that is a free 6th place position. But are we going to be able to make any more positions here, as I'm seeing if they're going to run out of fuel before the line? And of course, no. We finished this race in peace, Steve, and somehow we still had 3% of fuel left. So very, very disappointing on my end. I should have put it on fuel mapping 1. We probably could have stayed with them down the straight, but I was just tinkering around with it too much, and this was the result here. Back in peace, Steve. So let's go back to the replay to see exactly what happened to this Jaguar and what caused him to go off into the side and into the barrier. As you can see, he's just trying to get back into the track. Tucho would not let him in, and because of that, he just ended up going to the left-hand side. hits that wall, and we were able to just easily get around him down on the racetrack. So 6th place position. I mean, for the race that I had, I guess I can't complain, but I know I need to gain a lot more pace here around the Nurburgring, just study the track more and just get faster around here. But it's been a really wild week of daily races. Daily race A, B, and C are all brilliant in their own different ways. But let me know how you guys are enjoying it this week. Leave it in the comments down below. Since you guys made it all the way to the end of the video, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, feel free to hit that like button and the subscribe button. It really helps out the channel when you guys do so. And if you guys want to follow me on the Instagram, Twitter, or even on Discord, all those links are in the description down below as well. And since you guys made it all the way to the end of the video, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, I hope to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.